What's up, homies? Welcome to another episode of the Homeys Real Estate Podcast. This is your host, Anthony.
I'm Angel.
I'm a realtor.
I'm a lender.
And hopefully together, we can give you a good idea of what's happening in this crazy real estate market. Yes, I'm wearing a beanie. I wasn't feeling my hair today and I decided to bring it back. But anyways, it's the beginning of the month. You know what that means, Angel? What does that mean?
Market update time.
Exactly. So, the market's been cooling off. Do you think the market cooled off in August or do you think it went up? We're gonna break it down for you. So, as usual, we're gonna do rocket rounds. We're just gonna quickly go over some statistics and then we'll dissect it, give our opinions and projections for the future. So, in Orange County, prices dropped for the first time since last year. The median sales price went down from $905,000 to now $900,000. Now, the number of homes on the market, it increased about 500 more homes on the market. So we've been increasing homes on the market for the last 2 months. Tremendous news for buyers, right? The more homes there is, the more options there are for buyers, the less offers there are on homes, and the easier it is to get your offer accepted. Typically, the less that homes sell for. When we look at inventory months supply, it increased from 1.2, which is, I can't believe we were ever at 1.2, to now 1.4 months. What this means is if there was no more homes listed in Orange County, it would take right now 1.4 months for these homes to be sold. In a balanced market, we're talking about 5 to 6 months. In a buyer's market, we're talking 6+ months. So yes, we're in an extreme seller's market, but hey, we're making a little headway towards a neutral and balanced market, right? Now, when we look at days on market, this is now at 8 days. So since March, we were sitting at 7 days on market. Now it's 8 days. So it's not that much progress, but hey, it's something. Like 8 days on market is so fast. If you really think about it, you really have about 4 days to look at homes and another 3, maybe 4 days to do counters and negotiate, right? So this is why it's extremely important to get pre-qualified before you look at homes. Now, I want to go to closed volume. So closed volume, it did decrease from 7.5 billion last month to now about 7 billion this month. It's still 10% more than what we had last year. And don't get me wrong, 7 billion is a lot for Orange County, especially in August. There's no other August that even is, within $1.5 billion. So this is a lot of closed volume. Remember, closed volume is the amount of home sales multiplied by the purchase price. This is going to give you the total closed volume. So yes, the market is cooling off a little bit, but in comparison to previous August, when we're looking at year over year data, it's still really, really good. Now, Angel, what catches your attention about this real estate market in Orange County?
First time all year that, prices have gone down. We saw LA last month. It was the first time last month in LA County that they went down. So I was honestly assuming that it was going to stay about the same or go down this month in Orange County as well. So it's very big for people looking in Orange County, right? Home prices dropped just a little bit, more inventory on the market. So definitely good signs for you buyers out there. But still, again, extreme seller's market. So also still a good time to sell your home for you sellers.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at median sales price, the real good news that we see here is that essentially from April to August, so a 5-month period, homes have been relatively the same, the price, from $890 to now $900. From January to April, prices increased $100,000 in 4 months. So in the last 5 months, it's been about, or 4 months, it's been about a $10,000 increase. So it looks like prices are really starting to stabilize. Now, what catches my attention here is median price per square foot. So this is another indication of whether prices are truly stabilizing or whether the prices are just staying the same for homes, but the price per square foot is actually going up, right? So if both price per square foot and median sales price are neutral or going down, that's a much more clear indication that, hey, prices are going down. So median price per square foot is actually going up a little bit. So that is something that you should be aware of. Like, hey, yes, home prices are going down, but the cost per square foot of a home is actually going up still. So it's not a true indication that prices are actually going down or stabilizing. Like, I would say the cost of a home is still slightly going up just because it's going up per square foot. So that's something to keep aware of. But I mean, nonetheless, really good news because the number of active listings is up, the days on market is up, inventory month supply is up, which is all about how fast our homes being sold. Angel, what catches your attention about inventory levels?
Definitely a good sign that the fact that they're going up. So, if you can just pull over to the month supply right there. So yeah, again, increase, a point two increase, which doesn't seem like much, right? But it definitely is an increase compared to what we've been seeing all year because it's been decreasing. So, obviously more homes on the market, more month supplies. It just means less competition for you buyers, right? So that's been the thing all year about how competitive the market's been, how hard it is to get your offers, 30 plus offers on a home, and competition that just, better offering things that are really just out of reach for you, right, as a buyer. So now's your time to, hopefully be able to offer on homes that, and not offer on homes that have less competition, all right, and favor your terms instead of necessarily an opposing offer, or even the seller's terms can be more of a balanced offer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, Angel, what's your projection for the remainder of the year? It looks like prices are starting to stabilize, not just in Southern California, but nationwide. Do you think we're going to end the year with prices the same, higher, or lower than what it is right now?
So same thing I kind of mentioned I did mention in the LA County podcast is, to me, I think the big indicator of all that's going to be where interest rates end up towards the end of the year, right? Or for the rest of this year, see if they go up as predicted, but it's been predicted for a while they're going to go up and they haven't. COVID cases are coming back up, so that might be a reason as to rates stay low. Who knows exactly, but rates have been staying low. So if rates stay low this year, I think prices are going to be in that same $900,000 range through the end of the year. Maybe go down just a little bit, 10K. But if we see an increase in interest rates, we're looking, I would say, we can maybe look at a $50,000 decrease in purchasing price, just because the fall winter months are the slower times for real estate.
Angel nailed it. I think that's a good point right there. So interest rates 100% play a part in how much you can qualify for. The higher the interest rate, the lower your purchasing power, and consequently, the lower that you can bid on the home. So prices do tend to drop as interest rates increase. So that's 100% very important, and we are going to have to track these interest rates to see where they end up being at the end of the year. And yes, prices do tend to be a little bit lower in December. So I would predict that prices, if interest rates stay somewhat similar to what they are now, is just going to decrease probably like in another 10,000, not too much. But if interest rates do increase, a 1/4 to 0.5%, then yes, I can see that being a little bit more than 10,000, probably decreasing like 20, maybe 25. Again, Orange County is a very competitive market, so this is just a guess. I mean, for all we know, people can just start looking for homes like in the holidays because they've been waiting for so long for prices to drop or for competition to fizzle out. So this is my guess. I think prices are going to drop. I think we'll end the year around 890 to 880, somewhere in that ballpark. Angel, so give me a tip for buyers right now in this market. And no, it's not to get pre-qualified, or do not say to get pre-qualified before looking at homes, because I know you've said that before. I want something different.
Yeah, so any buyers out there that are putting offers on homes, again, since there is less competition now, right? Same thing when there was competition, but since there's less offers, there's a better chance that your home gets accepted. So If you have the means to, and your lender and your realtor feel comfortable with it, really look at shortening those contingency periods as short as possible right now, right? If someone's doing, if you can do a loan contingency in 7 days or 10 days, and the other people who are offering are at 14 still, that's going to help your offer. Or they're at 17 days, it's going to help your offer. So be willing to put those lower loan contingencies, along with willing to come a little bit out of pocket if it doesn't appraise. So anything that's going to strengthen that offer. Now it's less competition. So if you're going against 5 other offers, it's kind of 5 or 10 other offers. You got to really be able to put the strongest offer out there up front, compared to in the past. Because when there was 30 offers, there's someone offering all $50,000 over appraisal, right? You can't compete with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people couldn't compete with that. So now if there's only 10 offers and one person's willing to come 5,000 and you're willing to do 10,000 out of pocket, it's going to strengthen your offer. So just something to think about. I think it's best is to come forward with a really strong offer up front, and hopefully that can lead you and put you in the top 3 offers when they do counter offers, or however many offers they want to counter.
Absolutely. So that's a great point, Angel. And then for you home buyers that never put an offer out before, that are like, what are contingencies? What does paying short of appraisal mean? I'll give you a quick explanation. When you in the residential purchase agreement, there's 3 contingencies to protect buyers. Number 1 is the inspection contingency. It's typically 17 days. You can do as many inspections on the property until you feel content with the property, and then you remove it. If you shorten that to, I usually do 10 or less days, makes your offer more competitive. Now there's the appraisal contingency, typically 17 days as well. The property needs to appraise for the purchase price that you bid, because the bank's only going to finance you whatever the property is appraised for. So if you put an offer for $550, the bank says, you know what, this property is worth actually $540 to us. That $10,000 difference, they're not going to finance that. So with the appraisal contingency in place, you wouldn't have to pay that $10,000 difference, right? But if you remove it, you do have to pay it. Or if you state that you're willing to pay short of appraisal, which Angel's referring to, like $5,000 or $10,000 short of appraisal, and it appraises short of what your purchase price is, at that point, you're paying whatever you state that you're willing to pay short. So if you state that you're willing to pay short any X amount, it always makes your offer more competitive. And then lastly, the loan contingency. This is typically 21 days. You have 21 days to get all the documents in line, get everything signed, and get loan approval from your lender. And essentially, there's nothing that should stand in the way of the bank financing you. If you can lower that from the typical 21 days to 15 days or less, it makes your offer more competitive. Whenever I write my offers, it's typically around 10 days for inspection or less, 12 days for appraisal or less, 15 days for a loan or less. You got to be on the same page as the lender. So I typically work with Angel. We're always on the same page, and he knows where my offers are coming in at, and so forth. But you want to make sure that your lender, realtor are on the same page so they can best represent you as the buyer. With that said, thank you, homies, for joining us. I hope you enjoy this podcast. There's a lot of good nuggets here. There's a lot of good news for buyers and even sellers. Buyers, interest rates are still historically low. They're probably only going to increase from here. Inventory is starting to go up. So that's more options for you, and there should be less competition per home. Prices are starting to sizzle out and not increase at such a fast rate. It's actually decreased since last month. And then for sellers, we're still at the top of the market. Yes, prices are starting to fizzle out a little bit, but if you want to sell, you can still sell and get top dollar and probably receive multiple offers on your home. So with that said, thank you so much, homies. I appreciate you for joining us. Angel, where can they find you?
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram.
At Your Mortgage Angel. With that said, I want to wish you all the best. Take care. Stay safe.
You.
Hey homies, it's Anthony. This podcast contains my opinions and is for educational purposes only. It does not guarantee any projections and should not serve as a basis for any purchase or sale in real estate.